A better boulevard.
The new monument here to let people know they are entering into downtown.
I'm happy with the end result. Very happy.
Business owners are looking ahead as upgrades are now complete on Irving Boulevard. We will show you the improvements. Mustang milestone.
It draws people from all over the world to come to see the Mustangs.
People come together to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Mustangs of Las Colinas. Hear what the late sculptor's children remember about the Mustang's creation.
Dad was so proud of this sculpture, and it's a lasting legacy of his life.
Sharing a loss.
She never got to watch a preseason game or regular season. She never made it to see me make the team.
A former Dallas Cowboys champ shares how crime impacted his family as Irving's Family Advocacy Center draws attention to domestic violence. Now on City Source. Big signs of progress on the plaza at the Toyota Music Factory as crews install more new features. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We'll have that story in a few minutes, but we begin with major updates on Irving Boulevard. The city took on a project to reinvigorate the area through traffic design, pedestrian features, and aesthetics. Now the work is complete. We have a look at what's new, and we hear from business owners. When Porter's Army-Navy opens each day, there is always a lot of history to take in throughout the store.
This is a World War II vintage dog tag machine.
Then outside, there are new things to see. Improvements along Irving Boulevard from Strickland Plaza to Sowers Road are now complete.
I always tell people we have the prettiest street in Irving.
This is our new entryway monument. It's a great way to recognize us coming into the downtown area.
Through the materials used and the visual design, teams drew inspiration from the Millennium Fountain throughout the project. Check out the overhead view of the fountain and compare it to the new overhead view at the Irving Boulevard intersections with O'Connor, Britton, and Main. And the coordinated aesthetics do not stop there.
Pillars that go up just help to provide a beautiful, consistent design feature along the boulevard.
Upgrades, including shade trees and sitting walls, also make the street more pedestrian-friendly.
I like the street lights. I think they're pretty. They do a good job illuminating.
One of the great features of the project was now having continuous sidewalks throughout the boulevard, which then again helps with promote that walkability of downtown.
The city also reduced the number of lanes in a portion from 3 to 2.
I was kind of concerned about, enough volume of traffic, but frankly, it's plenty. And I even think traffic being slowed down has been a benefit to us because more people see your location.
We were able to add in parallel parking along the side, which helps provide more parking and designated parking for downtown as people come and frequent our businesses down here.
And economic development is what it's all about. New townhomes are coming to nearby 2nd Street, and other residential development is in the works. With more people living downtown, businesses will likely find this area more financially attractive.
I'm really not only hoping, but starting to see some revitalization. I'm starting to see some reinvestment. We're ourselves getting ready to do an exterior improvement and actually a complete remodel inside and out of our own building, which we've owned here for, 35 years.
Roy's Pond is participating in the city's facade enhancement program. Owners can apply for grant money to improve the look of their businesses. Several are already complete. More are in progress.
We just hope to continue to encourage small property owners to take part in those and advantage of them and reinvest into their property.
We definitely want to be an asset to the community aesthetically and from every other perspective.
Some of the buildings have looked pretty much the same since I was little. It would be nice to see just some exteriors revamped and things. Hopefully the street will inspire stuff like that.
For now, business owners are celebrating the transition seen in these before and after views driving down the boulevard.
I'm happy with the end result, very happy.
We have been waiting a long time for this, and the way it's come out has just been more than expected. expected. It's turned out beautifully.
Work now complete that gets a historic boulevard ready for the future.
It all makes for a nice package.
A $12 million grant from the North Central Texas Council of Governments supplemented city funds in paying for those improvements. Check out this site at the Toyota Music Factory. A crane is lifting a neon cowboy into place on the plaza. It's part of a complete makeover of the plaza we have been telling you about. Pretty interesting to watch the process, and we even got a quick look at what the sign looks like all powered up. And that is not the only new thing to see. We also watched crews carefully move the container bar into place. In addition to serving drinks on ground level, there will be seating above. All of this work to improve the plaza is nearing completion.
Well, it's very exciting to see it. We are starting to do something that's unique. We're looking at this opportunity to reimagine this area because of all the growth and development that's been occurring around it. But we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to make sure that people, when they come here, they enjoy themselves, they see all the new things that we've brought in and put in place, and I think they're going to be excited about it.
In addition to these improvements, the Toyota Music Factory is adding a number of new restaurants. The city of Irving owns the Toyota Music Factory. In other economic development news, the Dallas Business Journal is reporting that construction on Irving's new H-E-B could begin soon. As we told you a few weeks ago, it will be located at Interstate 635 and Olympus Boulevard in front of the former Fry's Electronics store. The H-E-B is expected to generate about 700 jobs. It is scheduled to open in the summer of 2026. 40 days of celebrating 40 years of the Mustangs of Las Colinas culminated with a celebration that attracted a crowd to William Square Plaza. Among the people in attendance were those closest to the sculptor, the late Robert Glenn. We have complete coverage of the big event.
So please raise your glass.
A special sunset toast.
We celebrate not just a sculpture, but the lasting legacy.
Marking the 40th anniversary of the Mustangs of Las Colinas.
Cheers.
The celebration attracted a crowd to William Square Plaza, and many here have special memories to share.
In the fall of '84, maybe spring of '85, I actually proposed to her here at the Mustangs.
At the Mustangs. It's just special. It's those butterflies you get when you're a girl and you're being proposed to. I mean, just amazing. And they were bred there.
Mustang Sally.
Before this outdoor gathering, guests heard from speakers, including those close to Las Colinas visionary Ben Carpenter.
Mr. Carpenter found his perfect team in Robert Glenn, who is one of the greatest sculptors the world has known.
Robert Glenn died last year. His children traveled to Irving for this celebration and shared their memories of the time their father spent creating the Mustangs.
It was part of our life for 8 years. It took us on lots of adventures, to Spain when he went to discover the Spanish horses and do studies there. And in England.
He made them in England, so we had to go and live there during the school holidays. And we used to go into the foundry where he was making the models.
We'd all be sitting there sort of pinning out all the exact measurements and everything. So we saw the back end of everything.
To see it today, what goes to your mind?
It's total admiration. And it's, obviously as he's our dad, we're very proud of that. But to see how the city have transformed it and made it into this incredible place that people just enjoy the whole time is really amazing.
I think he would have been very proud seeing them today.
The Mustangs remain a point of pride for many in Irving.
This is the place where people come, when they want to come to Irving, they got to come to see the Mustangs. And so it means a whole lot to the city from the standpoint of branding and also from the standpoint of a tourist attraction.
It was such a thoughtful gift on Mr. Carpenter's part to say, I want this sculpture to be the showpiece and a perfect kind of embodiment of the Old West here in the New West.
And it's a motto for us going forward, too. You see the strength of the Mustangs. It just reminds me of the strength of the city and that we're moving together in a strong direction.
What a privilege it is to have them here in Irving.
We'd like to give you some flaps, Mary.
Robert Glenn's children gave special recognition to Mustang Museum guide Mary Higbee. She shares stories of the Mustang's creation year-round.
We see a lot of people from all parts of the world. I just hope, as awareness spreads, that more and more people come and have an appreciation.
It's clear people here do appreciate finding the right words to describe Irving's top tourist attraction.
Spectacular.
Beautiful.
Magnificent.
Irving's spirit.
Strength.
And they look forward to many future generations celebrating this gift that is now the symbol of the city of Irving.
May their beauty and the artistic skill of Robert Glenn from the vision of Ben Carpenter be a warm memory in your mind and your heart forever.
As part of the 40-day celebration, people shared their stories and memories on social media and at mustangsoflascolinas.com. They are still posted if you want to check them out. And getting ready for the celebration involved this. We explain what the leader of the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau is doing.
They're thinking, is that a horse?
In just a few minutes. Texas has a record number of registered voters, 18.6 million. The November general election will be held on November 5th. Early voting continues through November 1st. DallasCountyVotes.org has details on specific polling dates, locations, and times. Also, the city secretary's office can be reached at 972-721-2493. The Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month with a special event called Illuminate Irving. This year, the keynote speaker was a man with a lot of super memories in Irving and a name you may remember.
I ride by the stadium probably once a month. So I still have the memories of the stadium and the people that I met out there.
The stadium is long gone, but those memories live on. Kenny Gant, known as the Shark, has 2 Super Bowl championships with the Dallas Cowboys. But just before he played his first game, he got tragic news about his sister.
Shot 4 times in the back while she was hanging up clothes in front of my 5-year-old nephew.
That loss drove him to become an advocate for domestic violence awareness.
I'm here standing with you, and I hope you stand with me because it doesn't get easy once you lose a loved one. So I had just told her if I make the team, I would definitely buy her new furniture. And I had to deal with going back home before I played my first game. I had to go home to bury her.
Gant is the keynote speaker at this year's Illuminate Irving, as the Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month around Millennium Fountain.
Becky, just personalized.
The event started in 2016 and continues to make an impact.
We've seen that people have disclosed for the first time that they're in an abusive relationship and are seeking supportive services, engaging with some of the agencies that are here and wanting to find out how they can help them in their situation.
Among the many resources represented here is the Family Place.
We offer a lot of services. One of the ones is shelters. We have 2 women's shelter and a men's shelter.
We don't want to forget about the men as well. I've talked to 2 men that's been through it.
Domestic violence does not discriminate. It happens to men, women, African American, Hispanic, white.
Another resource, Irving's own Family Advocacy Center.
The Family Advocacy Center does amazing work. They help victims with short-term needs, and they also get them back on track in life with long-term needs.
I don't know of any other city that has a facility that's designed exactly like our center is to provide support services to anyone who's been a victim of crime, and anyone who lives in the city can come in and get counseling services and support resources. Chief Miller and Kenny Gant will release the Texas Lantern.
The event comes to a climax with the emotional lantern ceremony.
This lantern is released to honor the 205 Texans who were killed by their intimate partner last year.
Then, attendees who decorated lanterns in memory of and in support of victims place those lanterns in the water.
But more than anything, I want people to find hope.
It's a message shared by a Super Bowl champ who is using his words and money raised through his charity to help local victims.
What do you hope people take from your story tonight?
I hope they take to see signs early and speak up. And don't be afraid to speak up.
Shining a light on domestic violence at Illuminate Irving.
We are all family standing together.
Good to meet him, and Kenny Gant's charity is called Shark 29, based on his number and nickname. He raises money at an annual golf tournament. The next one is set for April of 2025. Dallas County Health and Human Services, as well as the North Texas Poison Center, launched a new overdose prevention hotline focused on opioids. It will serve as a centralized resource for both residents and healthcare providers in Dallas County. The number is 214-590-4000. It operates from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. each day. Callers will be able to receive information on opioid treatment, harm reduction services, and referrals to care. We have some updates to pass along on utility rates. Solid waste services and EMS rates are unchanged. However, statements issued after November 1st will reflect an increase for water, wastewater, and drainage. There are a number of reasons for the increases. In the case of water, there are higher pass-through costs from Dallas Water Utilities, as well as the cost of upcoming capital improvements. Wastewater charges will be higher because of increased pass-through costs from the Trinity River Authority to treat wastewater, along with funding for capital improvements. Drainage rates will also increase because of infrastructure upgrades. Population growth is also a factor. Earlier, we showed you the big celebration for the 40th anniversary of the Mustangs of Las Colinas. Organizers wanted everything just right. That meant including a piece of the past. And to make it happen, there were some LOL moments. Take a look.
Might need some WD-40. It hasn't been out for a run for a while. We are moving our friend Carpenter's Dream over to the Mustangs Museum in honor of the 40th anniversary of the Mustang sculpture being installed here in Irving. We need like a Rawhide or a Bonanza theme song.
Rollin', 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 rollin'.
We just started thinking about, well, he hasn't been seen in a while. He's on wheels. We could probably just bring him over for a bit.
Is she really going to do that? And even until today, I wasn't sure if that's really going to be the way it's going to happen.
Good morning. Don't mind us.
Oh, not at all.
So Carpenter's Dream, we created him actually back in 2004, which was the 20th anniversary of the Mustangs. And so he's been with us ever since.
They're thinking, is that a horse? Do you want to see Megan Trainor?
15 seconds, buddy. You think you can make it? That's his name, Carpenter's Dream, all one word with capital D in the middle. Good boy, good boy. All over him is images of the creation.
I think it just really represents the story behind the vision.
Good morning. Whew. Just another Thursday.
When this idea came up, we thought, yeah, that would be cute, fun to do. And now it's really happening.
Go for a swim later. You can be like the Mustangs of Chincoteague.
Oh, is this going to stay permanently at the museum now?
Just visiting. He's a show pony, right? So he'll be there for a couple of weeks through the official celebration, and then we'll bring him back. I'm not sure how we're going to come back. We haven't talked through that part of the plan yet.
Does he need a parking ticket?
I love this. The Mustangs are such an amazing sculpture. I mean, they are just inspiring, and they're powerful, and there's a mystique and a magic to them.
It's Thursday, time for horses to arrive.
Don't you know we're going to get lots of attention? I think it's going to be wonderful. This is exciting.
Should have brought some carrots.
You can tell we all had a lot of fun on that walk through the Urban Center. And keep in mind, Carpenter's Dream won't always be there, but the Mustang Museum and Visitor Center is open year-round in the East Tower of William Square. You see the hours on your screen for Wednesday through Friday and Saturday. The Animal Connection experience at Fritz Park is open weekends through November 3rd for visitors to take in some autumn fun. This video is from a couple of years ago, and the good times continue. A pumpkin patch, straw maze, spooky barn, pony rides, pig races, and more are all part of the attraction. Admission is $4 for Irving residents. Fritz Park is located at 312 East Vilbig Street. The city of Irving is conducting 2 surveys to gain insight into internet and cellular availability in the city. The information collected will help the city formulate plans to improve these services. Find the surveys at cityofirving.org/feedback. They close on November 22nd. In addition, a random sample of residents will be surveyed by telephone. It's spooky season at Irving Animal Services. We have the backdrop up, and we're going to talk about all of the activities in a moment. But first, Egan Dobson with Irving Animal Services is with us, and we want to meet Mallory.
Yeah, so this is Mallory. She's a 2-year-old pit bull mix. She originally came in as a stray, so we don't really know her background too much. But as of right now, what we can tell you is that she is so sweet, super cuddly, very easygoing girl. She's best friends with one of the dogs we did last week for Pet of the Week, Cheyenne, and she is available for adoption and is one of our extended stays at the moment.
And you also want to bring attention to this breed. Tell me about that.
So this month is Pit Bull Awareness Month. It's to bring awareness to the amazing breed that is a Pit Bull Terrier. And now most of the time we see Pit Bulls, they're mostly mixed breeds, but they're great. They're usually very resilient types of breeds of dogs. We see them all the time. My own personal dog's a Pit Bull mix, and it's a really great breed to have and own.
And Mallory is not going to be the only costume canine around here. Tell me what's going to be going on Halloween.
Yeah, so Halloween Day, staff and as well as some dogs and cats do have costumes ready for Halloween. And if somebody does show up in costume, we actually have candy to give out and treats for people as well as pets.
You see the buckets on some of the kennels outside, correct?
They're ready for the tricking and the treating. That is Halloween.
And tell me about the adoption special that continues for a few more days.
Yeah, so our adoption special is happening now until November 2nd. Anybody a year and older is $25 to adopt. Anybody under a year will stay the same price, so anywhere from $25 to $100.
Yeah, and the Animal Care Campus is decked out for Halloween. You can come get your picture in front of the backdrop and take home a new friend like Mallory. Thank you so much, Egan, for introducing us. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. You can check out the websites you see on the screen for the latest operating hours and to see more adoptable animals. A milestone in construction as Irving elevates aquatics and recreation. On the next City Source, see the rapid progress on the new pool coming to Lee Park, and also get updates on the other new pools in the works. Also, hundreds of students get brand new shoes thanks to an international charity and some dedicated volunteers. Those stories and much more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/thecityofirving. Subscribe today so you don't miss anything. And while you're there, hit that like button on the videos you watch and leave us some positive comments because we read them all. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.